battalions of the King's German Legion attacked the French rearguard and achieved the almost unheard-of feat of charging down a French infantry square and taking another 1,000 prisoners.
Alright, Battle of Salamanca, 1812, Epic History
By
TV.
1812, Napoleon's French Empire had 250,000 troops stationed in Spain, bogged down in a war that seemed to have no end.
Yep.
They faced a bitter
Oh my god, dude, I was talking to my lawyer yesterday. Yes, my lawyer watches Epic History TV. My lawyer is also a history buff, and we were talking yesterday, and we were talking about the Napoleonic Wars, and he was talking about how like why he thought Napoleon lost, but I'm gonna get into that later.
struggle against the people of Spain, who'd taken up arms in a guerrilla war, as well as the remnants of Spain's field armies and an Anglo-Portuguese army under Lord Wellington. But French forces in Spain remained formidable and in firm control of the capital, Madrid, and most major cities. And the year began with another great French victory in the south, and a calamity for Spain. Spain and Portugal would become a graveyard, not just for young French conscripts, but for the reputation of some of France's most famous generals. General Junot, Marshal Soult, and Marshal Jourdan had all tasted defeat. Marshal Massena had been recalled.
Massena was so disrespected. Massena was so disrespected, bro. I think Massena is still the GOAT. Massena is still the GOAT. I don't care what anyone says.
Disgrace. Marshal Louis Gabriel Suchet was the exception. French generals in Spain were notorious for their looting. Soult, based in Andalusia, was probably the worst, reckoned to have stolen 1.5 million francs worth of art from Spanish monasteries and churches.
Oh my gosh!
As governor of Aragon, Marshal Suchet behaved very differently. He enforced strict discipline on his troops, punishing any who tried to steal or extort money from the Spanish, while treating local authorities with respect. He combined
smart, because bro, you need to treat the locals with good care, bro. Like, why are you looting already when the locals are so hostile to you, bro? Like, you need to treat them with good care. This is already smart.
This hearts and minds strategy, with ruthless military action against the guerrillas, that was able to establish firm control of Aragon.
Exactly, everyone needs to follow his footsteps.
In June 1811, after a particularly bloody assault, Suchet took the port of Tarragona, for which Napoleon rewarded him with his marshal's baton. The emperor then sent him reinforcements and ordered him to take Valencia. First,
I think he mispronounced that. Oh, Epic History. I think Epic History TV mispronounced that.
Routed a much larger Spanish army that attacked him at Saguntum before he laid siege to Valencia.
Valencia!
The city was packed with Spanish...
It's Valencia, not Valencia. I'm sorry, Epic History TV. I still love your videos, okay?
...troops and refugees. And to avoid starvation, General Blake surrendered Valencia on the 8th of January, 1812.
Why is he pronouncing it like
that? The French took 18,000 prisoners, including 23 generals, and nearly 500 guns. It was a devastating blow to the Spanish cause.
Yeah.
But to reinforce Suchet, Napoleon had stripped troops from other armies in Spain, and then withdrawn 25,000 of the best troops for his imminent invasion of Russia.
Not good,
The result was that French forces in Spain were now severely overstretched, just as Wellington prepared to strike.
Napoleon, what in the hell are you doing? Because listen to me. Listen. The war is not over. You want to conclude Spain before you invade Russia. Why are you opening up a new front? Why would Napoleon do that? His resources are already being depleted. Yes, Russia isn't really an ally. Russia was just pretending to be an ally. Okay, but you wait. You wait until you deal with Spain because you basically have firm control over Europe. Britain can't invade you anytime soon. When you deal with Spain and Portugal, then you worry about Russia. Oh, dude, this is so. Oh, dude, his ego. This is what I told my lawyer on the phone. This was yesterday, I think. We were talking about Napoleon, my immigration lawyer. I look at him and I say, in my personal opinion, the reason why I think Napoleon was defeated was because of his ego. His ego, his ambition. Napoleon was smart. He could have easily clapped everyone in Europe. But let's continue. I don't want to talk too much, okay?
Spanish guerrillas kept Wellington well informed of French movements, and learning that the forces facing him in western Spain had been much weakened, he decided to go on the offensive, to strike a blow before the French could concentrate against him. On the day that Valencia fell, he laid siege to Ciudad Rodrigo,
oh my God,
Portuguese-Spanish frontier.
Is that how it's actually pronounced, Valencia? Like, I've never heard anyone say Valencia. I've always heard Valencia.
Eager to take the city before Marshal Marmont could march to its relief, he ordered an assault after just 10 days.
Golly, Wellington.
It succeeded, though Major General Crawford of the Light Division was among 300 killed.
Drippy.
Wellington then marched
drippy.
south to besiege the much more strongly defended city of Badajoz. An assault was made on the night of...
Oh, I love it whenever Epic History TV adds those like explosions, you know, those explosion effects, dude. Oh, I just love that. It's so neat, man.
6th of April. The first wave attacking the main breach were slaughtered. But what was supposed to be a diversionary attack on the city's castle with scaling ladders succeeded, and the city soon fell. The storming of Badajoz cost the British 3,700 casualties.
Ew.
In the aftermath,
that's not too bad.
Survivors went on the rampage, drinking, looting and raping, and killing more than 100 Spanish civilians before British officers finally restored order.
So the British weren't any better than the French. Okay.
Wellington had secured the two main routes between Spain and Portugal. Now he sent his most reliable subordinate, General Hill, with a small Anglo-Portuguese force to destroy the bridge over the Tagus at Almaraz. This was a vital link between Marmont's army of Portugal and Soult's army of the south, as the next usable bridge was at Toledo, 90 miles east. The bridge was well guarded by forts and redoubts, but Hill led a swift and daring assault.
Okay, Mr. Hill, show me
French
what you made
defenses
of.
were taken by surprise. The bridge itself and all the engineering equipment burned, for the cost of just 177 casualties.
Only 177 casualties? Oh, that guy's a genius. Mr. Hill.
Wellington was now ready to begin his advance into Spain. Spanish regular forces and guerrilla bands began operations to tie down as many French troops as possible. While from the Bay of Biscay, Sir Hugh Popham's naval raiding force made diversionary attacks on French coastal targets.
Bro, oh my, dude. This is so perilous. This is so perilous. This is so perilous for the French, bro. I don't know what else to say. Like this is just, oh my gosh. This is why I looked at my lawyer the other day and I told him that I don't think Russia was the downfall of Napoleon, bro. It was really and truly Spain. It was really and truly Spain, because all of these soldiers being tied down, a lot of whom are veterans that could have been used elsewhere. Because he was telling me that, he's just telling me that, like, one of the main problems in Napoleon's army post invasion of Russia was that he didn't have any, like, veterans, you know. But I kind of want to talk more about that in when Napoleon invades Russia video, but I'm only talking about it here because I was just saying that it was Spain. Okay, it wasn't Russia. I mean, even Napoleon himself said that this was his downfall. If I remember correctly, when he reacted to the previous Peninsular War video. Let's continue.
4 days, Wellington was at Salamanca, as Marmont, outnumbered, withdrew behind the Douro River.
Not too
When
outnumbered.
reinforcements arrived, he crossed the river again.
Oh, equal. Okay.
For 6 days,
Equal.
Marmont tried to march around Wellington's flank, but the British general matched him move for move, their two armies marching in parallel, often within sight of each other.
Oh, for real?
But on the seventh day,
What? That's
Marmont blundered.
Oh, no. Marmon. How do you... My dear, I love...
On the morning of the 22nd of July,
Okay.
Wellington's army occupied
Okay, epic history zoom in. When epic history zooms in, that means that it's getting good.
high ground 4 miles south of Salamanca. Marmont was not interested in a direct assault. He still sought to outflank Wellington, threaten his line of retreat to Portugal, and force him to fall back. Around 8 a.m., the French won a dash for a hill known as the Greater Arapil, which Marmont made his observation point. The French army began to swing round behind him.
Okay.
Marmont had convinced himself that Wellington was an overly cautious general who would not
Okay.
risk attack. The hills hid most of Wellington's army from view. When Marmont saw dust clouds to the west, he assumed it was Wellington's baggage train leaving Salamanca, beginning their retreat. But it
Marmon.
was the British 3rd Division and a Portuguese cavalry brigade moving.
Marmon. No, you're rationalizing. You're rationalizing. This isn't logic. This is rationalizing. Never ever try to rationalize, man. You will mess yourself up so bad from that.
Moving up to strengthen Wellington's flank, because he wasn't planning a retreat. He was about to attack.
Oh, Wellington, let him cook. That is a wild call.
Around 2 p.m., Marmont ordered the 5 infantry divisions waiting in the woods behind him to march west, to cut off Wellington's imagined retreat. General Mokoon's 5th Division, in the lead, stopped to engage what was presumed to be the British rearguard in the village of Los Arapiles. General Thomier's 7th Division continued west past it. Wellington watched as the French left flank became increasingly strung out and knew it was an opportunity too good to miss. He galloped 3 miles across country to the 3rd Division to give the crucial orders in person. Many of his staff officers struggled to
Oh,
keep
that's
up.
how you know it's good. That's
On
how you...
arrival, he instructed
The fact that he went 3 freaking miles just to give those orders, that is... Oh, dude.
the division's commander, his own brother-in-law, Edward Pakenham, to attack and drive everything before him. Division's advance was hidden by low hills until the last minute. Thomière's division was caught completely unawares and shattered by the assault. Thomières himself was killed.
White.
Half his division killed or captured.
Holy white.
Soon
White. Annihilated. Oh ho ho. That is literally the definition of annihilation.
put to flight.
Freaking hell.
At this crucial moment, Marshal Marmont was hit by a British shell and carried from the field
Oh, he was hit by a shell. Oh,
seriously wounded. His second in command, General Bonnet, was himself wounded an hour later. So command passed to General Clausel.
everyone's getting wounded?
45 minutes later, the British 5th Division attacked, supported by 2 Portuguese brigades and General Lemarchand's dragoons.
It's so over.
The French saw the cavalry
It's so over. It's so over. Oh, dude. This is already over, bro. This is already over.
coming and formed square, but were hit first by the British infantry, who unleashed a close-range volley, then charged with the bayonet. The French were routed and charged down by Lemarchand's cavalry. French 6th Division was caught up in the collapse. Lemarchand himself was shot from the saddle, but his brigade had helped destroy 8 French battalions and capture 2 Eagles.
Absolutely brutal.
Wellington's echelon attack continued as Cole's 4th Division advanced in the centre. But Pack's Portuguese brigade was thrown back from the Greater Arapil, and the whole division was soon falling back in disorder. Despite the devastation of his army's left flank, General Clausel decided to launch an attack on the Lesser Arapil, the hinge of Wellington's position.
What?
If it could be taken, he might still snatch victory from the jaws of defeat.
Let him cook? Question mark?
But the French advance was met by fresh troops.
Yeah.
Clinton's
Yeah. Oh, it's so over, bro. It's
6th Division
oh no.
poured volleys of musket fire into the French columns.
Bloody hell.
They began to fall back. The French army had lost the will to fight on, its soldiers streaming away into the woods behind them. General Ferré's 3rd Division mounted a brave rearguard action to buy the rest of the army time to escape, but it faced a hopeless task. It was soon outflanked by the British 5th Division. Ferré himself was killed.
Oh, sacrifice, man. Sacrifice. I hope you made it in the kingdom of heaven for that, okay? I hope you made it in the kingdom of heaven, because the Bible states that when you sacrifice yourself for other people, you automatically are granted a pass in the kingdom of heaven.
Only General Foy's 1st Division escaped in good order.
Well, what was he doing?
Darkness falling, and his army exhausted, Wellington called off the pursuit.
Savior of Spain. Savior of Spain.
Wellington had smashed Marmont's army, taking 7,000 prisoners and killing or wounding 6,000 more, a French casualty rate of 25%, and more than double Wellington's own losses.
Not too wild. I've seen worse.
Next day, dragoons of the King's German Legion attacked the French rearguard and achieved the almost unheard of feat of charging down a French infantry square and taking another 1,000 prisoners.
What is that? How did they do that? How did they do that? They charged out a square formation and won? Yo!
Wellington now decided to march on Madrid, forcing King Joseph to abandon the capital and retreat to Valencia to join up with Marshal Suchet. On the 12th of August, Wellington liberated the city to scenes of wild celebration. Soult, now at risk of being cut off in Andalusia, abandoned the siege of Cadiz, which had dragged on for 2.5 years, and marched east to join Joseph and Suchet. The following month, Wellington marched north, pushing the French back from Valladolid and besieging the castle of Burgos. But his army lacked heavy guns, and the French garrison fought bravely. As powerful French armies gathered to the north and south, Wellington himself was now in danger of being trapped. He had no choice but...
He overextended himself. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. They retreated, but still had the army. Oh, yeah.
Withdraw. Wellington's retreat turned into a desperate, forced march through autumn rain. The supply system collapsed, and many starving soldiers looted what food they could find from Spanish villages.
They took
Madrid was abandoned and reoccupied by the French on the 1st of November.
Oh my gosh, dude.
Wellington was back where he'd started 5 months before. But despite the campaign's dismal conclusion, his strike into Spain had led to the liberation of huge swathes of the country and left the French more overstretched than ever. Reinforced and resupplied, Wellington would be back the next year to deliver the final blow to Joseph's Spanish kingdom. 1812 had seen the tide of war turn, and not just in Spain, because 2,000 miles to the east, in Russia, catastrophe had engulfed the Grande Armée.
Oh, bloody hell. That is the next one that we have to react to. I was actually going to react to the invasion of Russia. But I saw this one and I was like, oh, there's still more Peninsular War stuff. I want to see more Peninsular War stuff. Let me react to that one. So next week, that's when I'll probably do the invasion of Russia. Next week. So you made it all the way to the end of this video, right, bro? Make sure you subscribe, okay? If you made it all the way to the end, come on, it takes 1 second, all right? Make sure you like and subscribe, okay? You made it all the way here. That means you love my reactions. If you love my reactions, man, subscribe and check out my other videos, man. And if you have any suggestions in the comments, like if you want me to react to anything, like tell me in the comments, like what do you want me to react to? Eventually, I'll get to it. There's a lot of stuff that I need to react to, but I will eventually get to it. So, with that being said, how to make sure that was the end. With that being said, stay tuned. Thank you for watching and goodbye.